Hi guys, welcome back to the Malena Edit. We are jumping into an NFL Week 2 recap, previewing Week 3, getting to know so much more about these teams. Very exciting stuff. Obviously, we still won't know what real team identities are, but I liked a lot of what I saw this weekend. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to start things off with the Las Vegas Raiders at the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a fun game. Is this Raiders team legit? Like, that was my big takeaway here. So much defensive improvement. That's one of my favorite parts about this team. Through the first 2 weeks, I feel like the front has really solidified itself, adding some veteran pieces there. And then those pieces that they drafted, they're really starting to step in and solidify themselves in their role. I'm pretty sure they have a new defensive coordinator, actually. Did he come from the Chargers? I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is. So the defensive front being able to do their job opens things up for those high draft pieces on the back end to be able to do their job. It is such a fun watch to see that massive improvement happening there. But for the offense, Hunter Renfrow is a dog. We know this. Derek Carr is doing his job. Underrated. We never give him his kudos. He deserves them this time for sure. I think he pulled off a little cross body throw in that game. I hope I was not the only one that saw that. Henry Ruggs going for that long touchdown downfield that we've been waiting 2 seasons for. The only knock I would say is that they needed to establish the run. And hopefully we start to see that over the next few weeks. They obviously have a great piece there in Josh Jacobs. So I'm hoping we start to see things open up more there with the run, but even the play calling, just scheming those guys open. I talked about it in week 1 when they played the Ravens, just underrated pieces in that receiving core that can make big plays happen. And then when we talk about the Steelers, obviously they didn't win this game, but I think they're going to be just fine through this season. And I like seeing the Big Ben and Najee Harris relationship kind of, some more chemistry was established this week. So that's good. Next up, we've got the Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Chargers. This was such a fun game. It was my first time really getting to see this level of Justin Herbert play. I saw him a couple times last season, but this was just different. Now I see why everybody is so crazy high on him. Just insane. Some mistakes there, all that stuff, but he's young. He is going to be just fine and so much fun for us to continue to watch over these next few years. Those offensive penalties were killer. I don't know if the refs were being tough sometimes, but also in some cases it was just stop screwing over your team. That's insane. Austin Eckler also had a sneaky good game on that defense, really sound defense. Big guy that stood out to me, the youngin in Asante Samuel Jr. It's really exciting. He was on Amari Cooper for so much of this game and really playing him. It's so interesting to me because I'm so excited about all the talented receivers in this league, but I often don't want to get too excited because then it's are we just really not going to have competitive football though in 5 to 10 years? So it's a bright spot when you see these young guys really stepping up and being able to play some of the most talented route runners in the league, because the same thing happened on the other side. Dan Quinn, your Cowboys defense is just... Trayvon Diggs was on Keenan Allen for a lot of the game and definitely got his wins in some of those reps. So I thought that was super cool to see. Again, this young guy on one of the best route runners in the league. Such a fun watch. Makes you excited to just continue watching matchups like this in the future. These young corners are sound. And I was one of those Cowboys fans that loved Byron Jones. I was like, he's a lockdown corner. I don't care if he doesn't get interceptions. Interceptions are fun. I had a blast watching that game. Turnover City. Dan Quinn knows exactly what he's doing. Give that man a raise. And then obviously that Cowboys offense just churning. Zach Martin being back made a difference. We saw that. Dak Prescott, MVP, comeback player of the year, all the things. Can he win both? I don't know. And Tony Pollard being such a fun addition, that dual Pollard-Zeke mix. I've loved it since Pollard joined this team. I wanted him to be able to get more reps. So it's now we're seeing everything we wanted to see. Cedric Wilson was not high on him, didn't really pay much attention to him, and I was a huge Michael Gallup fan, but he is stepping up into that role so nicely. This Cowboys team looks amazing. I am so excited to talk about this game. I'm going to just give my snippet, my 2 cents on the Chiefs, and then all of gush over Lamar Jackson getting this big win. For the Chiefs, obviously Tyrann Mathieu, rent was due and he cashed in early in this game. big player, and I can't believe that he's still making these big plays. It's almost like some of my favorite names in the league. I'm expecting them to get washed soon, and they're just getting better, and they're still continuing to be players that change games, because that's what elite players do. They change games, and they continue to for like 8 to 10 years. But it's so cool to see. Very exciting for him. Travis Kelce should not have gotten into the end zone on that like one touchdown. You know what touchdown I'm talking about. He should not have been in the end zone. In awe, my mouth would like dropped open. I feel like watching the Chiefs every week, it's like if I was 10 and you were teaching me about football, like literally when I was 10, I would think, why don't they just do that? That's what the Chiefs do. They make you look silly. It's just incredible. They are like the mental equivalent to me. This is gonna sound crazy. I hope somebody understands, of like just print more money. Like that's what it looks like. Like just play better. That's what the Chiefs look like to me. They're just a complete cheat code. It'll never fully make sense when I'm watching them play. Unreal. They make it look so easy. Now on to the Ravens. All right, so gotta credit this Baltimore Ravens team. It is so hard not to want to root for them, not to want to see them succeed, not to want to see a quarterback like Lamar Jackson succeed. Rookie Odafe Oweh. I didn't even know who this guy was when he was drafted 31. He's just like L'Jarius Sneed was for me when the Chiefs drafted him. I was like, who? Where was I missing something? I love the draft. I try to keep up with all of these names. And he was a surprise name, and he's made big plays. Was introduced to me on that Monday Night Football broadcast when they played the Raiders. And again, one of the biggest plays of this game. Let's move on to the offense. Obviously, when they established the run and had that Ravens grit to them, right? Like them establishing the run, them being a run-first team doesn't mean that they can't pass the ball and that they don't have playmakers. It just means that they're a run-first team. They obviously have the talent to be able to play the game in many different ways, but their strong suit is the run. Lamar Jackson, I am so freaking happy for you. Like I feel like I was like screaming at my TV, like yelling like he was my brother and I knew him. I was just like next to tears watching it happen, because he made so many mistakes, and I was so frustrated through the beginning of that game. Like, no way he's going to play this game the same way. No way this is still going to be his kryptonite. But it wasn't. And for him to overcome what he did in the beginning of that game makes it even better, because I always say you have to play mistake-free football. I think that's what I said last week. You have to play mistake-free football against the Chiefs. But he proved that you don't have to, that he's just insane and so elite that he can make some of the most ridiculous mistakes, like completely on him, and he still overcame them at the end of that game. So awesome. I love seeing him have fun with it. You know, the cartwheel into the end zone, obviously so fun. And even when he's like juking players, like when he's like running down the field, he full on stops. It's like he knows, I'm just better than you. There's just a cockiness that I absolutely love. Love that in a player that can actually, match it. So awesome. Could gush over this for days. And the fact that he was the one to win it. On that fourth down call, he calls his own number. He won his team the game. NFL Week 3 is here. These are the games I'm going to be watching. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Another impeccable quarterback matchup, another test for Justin Herbert, one that he's going to be facing for the foreseeable future. That Chargers offense has to clean up those penalties or they're going to have no chance in this game, but I think it's going to be a crazy fun matchup. Again, one we'll be looking forward to 4 years. Next up, I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Los Angeles Rams. This is a early gift from the football gods. This is January football, played in September. So excited for this one. Obviously, top to bottom, both of these rosters are impeccable. The only little baby concern I have is for Tampa Bay's corners. I feel like that's like the weakest spot that we're going to see in this game versus Matt Stafford's arm, Sean McVay's play calling, those sneaky good weapons on the Rams roster. And then finally, the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Looking to see what's going to happen with the AFC South here. I feel like we were questioning it all off season. Tennessee pulls off the overtime win last week in Seattle. Indianapolis, will Carson Wentz be back? So a couple questions there. That rounds out this week. I am so excited for this Sunday's week of games. Let me know down below what games you'll be watching. Like, where do you live? Like, what's your region? What games? Who's your team? What games do you get? Do you watch Red Zone a ton? Like, comment, subscribe, talk to me. I always love chatting football with you guys. And I will talk to you guys again next week.